Okay, so update on the EJ22 Turbo conversion. It's been a couple weeks now. I've gotten on the car a couple times, more than a couple. It feels great. Again, double the horsepower for like $700 is never something to sneeze at, and always puts a smile on your face. I did a couple things, just not really necessary things, but things that made drivability a little bit more reliable. And I had a check engine light that I need to fix, so I wanted to throw these updates out there just so again, everything that I've done is out there, so people doing this for the first time know what to expect. So the first thing is I ended up installing the Warbo fuel pump that I had lying around. So I had a 255 Warbo fuel pump, and I was just using the stock EJ22 fuel pump. AFRs were fine. It wasn't like running out of gas, if you will, but I still put that in just for my sake, just in case. I'd rather have too much capabilities from the fuel pump than barely enough. So I'd recommend doing that. I mean, I was really trying to cheap out. That fuel pump was only like $30, and I had it lying around, so I just threw it in there. The other thing I did was install this little check valve right here. So again, this was a MAF build. There's the MAP, which is manifold absolute pressure builds, which they don't have a MAF to worry about. We have a MAF here and a MAP to worry about. So the MAP here, or the MAF, you can see, and then the MAP is actually right here. And you don't want that seeing positive pressure, because if you do, if it sees anything but vacuum, you'll throw a check engine light, and that won't cause drivability issues or anything like that. It's just kind of annoying. Every like 100 miles or so, it would go off. So I installed this check valve. This is something you can buy at like PetSmart for like $3. So basically, it allows air to go one way but not the other. So basically, I have it set up to where it's only gonna get vacuum, and then if it tries to push air this way, this check valve will block it, and it won't allow positive pressure there. So again, that's a pretty simple thing. $3. You don't have to do it, but again, you may not even get the check engine light. On my previous build, I didn't. So, okay, so the final thing, and where I'm gonna leave this build out right here, is I'm seeing AFRs around 11, 8. So close to 12, like high 11s. I'd prefer if they were in the low 11s, maybe even the high 10 range. So I bought a rising rate FPR. I don't know if you've ever seen these things before, but I'll show you how they work. This is a Blocks 6-to-1 rising rate. So if you haven't seen these before, basically what they have is a fuel line going in, a fuel line going out, and then a line here for vacuum or boost. And the way these work is you would hook this up to a line seeing boost, and what would happen is once it starts seeing boost pressure, the plate would actually block this line right here. And the reason you want it to block is actually this is going to go on your fuel return line. So it's as pressure builds, it's letting less and less fuel go back into the tank, the gas tank. And in so doing, it's causing higher pressure around your injectors, causing more fuel to go into your actual block. So basically, it's just not letting that fuel go back, building up pressure, and forcing that fuel back into the injectors. And what will happen there is you'll run richer because of that. It's kind of a pretty elementary way to just add fuel, and it only does it under boost. So that plate under vacuum, it's normal, won't change anything. So I installed that actually about an hour and a half ago, and it's a 6-to-1. And I told you I'm already running like 11/8. A 6-to-1, like it buried my AFR gauge to like 8.5. So I was 8.5, 9. I let off the gas and it like shot a flame out the back. It was running extremely rich. So 6-to-1 is definitely not where it's at. I may try to get, because there's different plates you can buy for it, I may try to get like a 2-to-1 plate if they even have that. I know they have 4-to-1, which still wouldn't help me. That's going to be way too rich too. They have a 2-to-1 that may help. But the only other option you would have there is to bleed off the boost that's coming there. I mean, I don't want to, that's just a lot of, I'm running 11/8. It should be fine for a while in terms of the AFR. Only running 7 pounds of boost. it should be good. So that was just kind of just to see. I've never used one of these before, but the previous people or the previous YouTube videos and forums before I even did my first build, I looked and everyone was recommending, you have to use this or else you're gonna blow up your engine. I never even touched it, and I didn't use it on a previous build, so I just want to try it. It's pretty simple. I mean, the thought process behind it, I mean, it's pretty easy to pick up. It's just, again, 6-to-1 is just way too much. And people are even saying now, for the map builds, you need those. But for the map builds, it's really not necessary. Come to think of it, there was one more thing that I did. Again, because I want to kind of leave it. This is going to be like the last video for this, or it should be. Is I made a boost controller. And I did this on my last build. So basically, I have, I'm running 7 PSI. And I wanted to up it to 9, not immediately, but just eventually. So I made this little guy. This can be made for very cheap, but you can see on here I have written 9 PSI. And basically, the reason I did that was I have it marked too. I made this using 2 brass nipples, a coupler, and then a ball bearing and a spring inside. It was like, I'd say less than $20 to make this. And then all you do is, the way this works is the ball bearing would allow, basically, after you tightened the nipple down, the spring would get harder and harder, and basically it would allow a certain amount of wastegate pressure to go back, opening the wastegate at a certain point. You can look more into that, the thought process behind these, but a boost controller, they're pretty easy. So I have this sitting in my glove box. All I need to do if I want to run 9 PSI is just take this line off here, put the line into that, and then put this into my actual wastegate right there. And then I'm running 9 pounds of boost. It took me like probably about 20 minutes to get it set up to, because I had to go for a run and then torque it down based off what it was running at. But yeah, this one's made for 9 pounds of boost. The only other thing that I have that I'm looking to do for this, besides like simple maintenance and upkeep and maybe some exterior modifications, is making that boost controller electronic. So I bought like a solenoid off of eBay from China. Basically, what I'll have it do is I'll install a switch to where I can keep that, instead of having that in my glove box, I'll keep it installed and have like a diverter basically to where I'll use the solenoid to switch between high boost and low boost. I mean, you can buy those pre-made for you, if you will, but I mean, the cheapest one you're going to find is like $150. I mean, a decent one, like one that you can kind of a little bit trust in. You may be able to find cheaper ones, but you're not going to find them cheaper than what you can make it for. So I bought that solenoid for $15, and then I made that for $20. So for $35, I'm going to have an electronic, dual stage boost controller, which will come in pretty handy. So yeah, that's my updates right here. Again, I'm not going to run that 9 pounds of boost yet. I'm gonna ride it out for a little bit. It felt good to run 9 pounds of boost. You always want more, but 7 pounds is plenty for now. So again, if you guys have any questions, feel free. I don't see myself updating this at all, but if anything else comes up, then I will. Thanks.